Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another Geometry Dash Level Request video. It's been a little while, I know. I did an entire building series in between episodes of this, but we're here now. Surfish by Mira Katsi is the first level on the form, which you can find linked in my Discord server, which is linked in the description down below. All you gotta do is join and then tick the box in the info channel to say that you've read the rules, then you'll get access to the rest of the server. And without further ado, let's go! Alright, we're starting off this video with a dark simulation type level it looks like. This song is quite dark and gloomy at the moment, mirrored by the visuals here. Ooh, that's a style change. Oh my goodness, what is going on? I'm liking these lines above the blocks, and I'm liking how everything is tinted to be the same color. Although I do think that this next part kind of takes away from that because the color scheme completely changes. It gets a lot brighter. There's different visual styles all around. These structures are really spread out. They're not very consistent in their shape. They're not very linked together. It just seems very randomly arranged. And some opacities definitely could be reduced because the difference between this bright glow and the black and the ground spikes is very high. The color management could be a lot better so all of this ties together instead of just standing out from each other. This level needs to find and stick to a style in my opinion, because at the moment it just feels like an idea dump. I'm liking these animations on the outlines, but there definitely could be something in the background that intensifies it. What is going on here? This part is pretty cool, although the heart could definitely be tweaked. It sits in the middle of the screen, which leaves the left and right hand side of the screen quite dormant. There could definitely be something else added to the background to spice it up, because everything at the moment is very bland. The ground spikes are just flat, and these structures are just set out in pillar formats. There's no slopes or anything. It has potential, but at the moment it's very simple, and oh my goodness, what is going on? I like that death effect. That death effect was cool. Somehow we've transitioned from a heart part to a volcano part. Not really sure what's going on in this level. It does have some good ideas, but it could definitely be tweaked to include some more detail and link these parts together. So we've got a nice transition into a random water part with a goldfish. This level is all over the place. It's got some very good ideas, as I said, but could definitely do with a bit more cohesion. Next up, we have The Deception by Zeo Oz using Space Deception. Okay, we've got a decent attempt at a design level so far. It feels very grounded. The top and bottom of the screen are very dormant, but this is looking up. It's got a lot of layered glow, which is building up the color very nicely. I like the contrast of the color and the white, looking pretty cool. I'm liking these circles in the background too, how they overlap and make that brightness difference. Oh my goodness, that gameplay was pretty epic. This level's been pretty messy so far. The drop right here is super confusing and the structures are all over the place. You don't really have anything on the top and bottom of the screen, which leaves massive open spaces, but then the structures are really weirdly shaped and placed. Like, this gameplay is really non-linear too. It doesn't really work most of the time. It took me about 10 attempts to get through there. You just need to arrange your structures and your ground spikes a lot better. Like this is a little bit better, but again, at the top and bottom of the screen, it's just flat. Your designs are pretty good, honestly, and your colors are decent. Yeah, the level's pretty much the same all the way through. Doesn't really switch up in its style. The designs were good, as I said, but it could do with a lot of layout and gameplay work to make sure that your structures are balanced, good looking. It stops everything being grounded. Next up, we got Flare by GMD Pugs using Myriad Original Mix by Kaixo Music. Alright, I'm liking the look of this already. You've got a two-tone color scheme, eased in with the glow in between. The color management is really good. The structures are nice and varied. You've got different outline styles on the edges of the saws and the ground spikes, and the structures keeps everything separate, but you're using the same color scheme on everything, so it keeps it all linked together. I'm liking the gameplay, although the speed changes in the middle kind of messed me up. This is pretty cool, honestly. The glow is pretty nice. You've got some game bugs with those green orbs, but everything looks pretty nice so far. I did notice a little bit of a layering issue on these orbs in this middle cube section right here. They go behind one of the rings in the background, which is a little bit annoying once you notice it. This level's pretty decent. I wish the structures were a bit more developed in this part because they're very flat and they aren't built up on the top or bottom. It's definitely degrading in its quality because these ground spikes at the top don't have any detail within them, but the designs are pretty nice, the colors are pretty nice. Hoping the last part makes up for that little dip in quality right there in the middle. It does, kinda. It's bringing back that exact same style that we saw in the beginning, which inclines me to send it for a rate, because it does have some very good looking parts mixed in with some not so good looking parts. Consistency is kinda important in a level like that, and I wish you didn't repeat the same style at the end from the beginning. It's pretty nice sometimes if you do it right. Adding some extra little details can help you make callbacks from the beginning, but it wasn't perfectly executed in this because it was using all of the same things with nothing extra added. Gonna send this for a 6 rate. Glum by Yoshi using Pyroclastic Horizon, probably butchered the name of that, by Meganico. This is very clean so far. Although it is monochromatic, I do like the pulses, I do like the movements. They're very subtle, but they do keep the level alive. The designs are very, very clean, as I said. I'm liking the bounce movements, I'm liking the different easings on the different elements of the design. There's big spaces in between all of the blocks, but it's pretty well managed by low opacity decoration, which is pretty nice to see. Bit of a design switch up right here. I do think it's a collaboration. Bringing in a bit more color as the level goes on. I like that. This is very, very clear to sight read. The designs are very, very crisp. It gets glowier and glowier as it goes on, introducing a bit of color here and there towards the end of the level. I like that. It's pretty progressive, even though it is quite simple. That's what I like to see. There's not much wrong with that level, to be honest. Super clean. I really like the gameplay. I think it's super easy to sight read. I'm going to send that for a 4-star feature. Galactic Launcher by Juandis GD using Multex Gravity by Multex. Alright, I'm liking the look of this so far. Nice and artsy with a nice color depth too. The background is very well distinguished from the blocks. These fireflies don't get in the way of the design at all. Whoa, okay, I was not expecting that absolute burst of energy. Off-screen gameplay kinda meh, but the visuals are pretty cool so far. The blocks have tried this effect, which is pretty cool, but I'm not really sure. It could definitely have some more added to it instead of just being a low opacity black, because it does kind of take away from how clean the art is so far. Whoa, these designs are nowhere near as clear or artsy as the ones in the beginning. They're honestly quite clustered because they're using way too many different blocks for my liking, alongside different opacities of different colors. I'm unable to complete this, but I have just watched a very laggy video of it on Juandis' YouTube channel. It could definitely do with some polishing in both the gameplay and the visuals, because it's a little bit inconsistent in that respect. In some parts there's a lot of different objects put into one block, which makes it very clustered. The beginning is definitely the best part of the level because the designs inside the blocks make use of opacity, and the edges are really unique too, with the grass running down the sides. I'm just going to press this button. I took a little break to get a drink, but I'm back now. Someone requested Blue Le Pen by Roy Musti, a level that I've already sent. I'm going to go ahead and resend it because it's a pretty cool level, pretty original, nice, unique gameplay. I can't do it because it's got jewels in it and I suck at jewels, but I watched a video recently. I did send it right after watching it. It's got some epic pulses, it's got some very original designs, structures, etc, etc. I could go on all day. Very cool. Well, it's certainly an easy demon. Very clean so far. Not much to offer in terms of designs and ground spikes, but it's very straightforward. Gameplay is clear to see. That's what you like in an easy demon. Whoa! This gameplay is very fun. I wish there was a little bit more within the ground spikes and also the black blocks near the beginning of the drop because they barely had anything to them. Spikes and saws are also very blank too, but I'm liking the different pulsing methods. You've got beams, you've got spinning stuff, you've got alpha effects, I think. Could do with blending on these pillars going into this ship. Blending makes your glow look a lot nicer, trust me. I'm actually a fan of this. I just wish it wasn't so plain. This is something that I would send for a rate, honestly. Very enjoyable, very straightforward, nice visuals, they're not distracting at all. Just designs like these where you've got lots of bright areas in the design just doesn't look very nice. The color depth could definitely be improved with a bit of blending, some low opacity colors too, but I like it. It's just very underdecorated, which is why I'm reluctant to send it. It's definitely using that neon background to its advantage to make it look like it's got stuff there. And it's honestly, when people use this background, right, let me just say this. I know that wasn't a sentence, but when people use this background, the levels always end up messy. And this level has done the complete opposite of that. It's very clean. So I really like how you've used this background. Damn, 44. That's as far as I'm going to get. I don't think I'm going to send this, but I'm definitely going to save it in some sort of folder. It's going in the cool folder. Last level for today. It's an auto. Define by the got using cloud underscore uncertainty. Wow, I read that as cloud underscore, and then I read the artist name and it was cloud underscore. That's kind of epic. I could have just said cloud and been done, but I'm cool. Define. Let's go. An auto level. We get to sit back, relax to end this video. And this is super clean. I love the color scheme right here. The effect is super well executed. Interesting. I'm engaged with these lyrics. Very good lyric usage. Most GD levels just use lyrics and have no sync with them or anything, but this level is bringing them into the story, I can tell. These effects are super well done too. All the easings are well done. It's all very smooth how things move onto the screen. Very simple, but very engaging at the same time because it's progressing with the music. The movements are ramping up. They're getting faster and faster. I like this. Define by the got. Let's see what the drop has to offer. Nice. I like how you've switched up the patterns in the middle of the screen, and you've also got different backgrounds too. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's got a lot of different elements to keep me interested in what's going on. The color scheme is staying pretty much the same, but it's changing the color all the time. It's using that same pastel color scheme, palette, whatever you want to call it. And the countdown, ooh, nice curve effect. I recognize that from Trip Trippy. I mean, obviously it's not copied from Trip Trippy, but it's the same concept, so that's kind of nice to see. Very cool. I'm going to send that for auto feature. I uncut that just so you could get the experience of the level. Definitely go and check that out yourself. I'm going to send that for a featured auto straight away. Going to like that. Going to rate it auto. Very cool. That does it for this level request video. Not gonna lie, there was a week break in between the two different parts of this recording. I need to get back on my level requests, man. I missed the grind. Got some pretty good levels in today. I sent a few for rate, sent a few for feature. Hopefully my feedback was handy for anyone watching that hasn't had their level specifically played. And yeah, I'll probably upload a video tomorrow because a lot of people don't like the level request videos that I upload here. It'll most likely be a building video, so be on the lookout for that. Have a good day. That was scuffed. Let me do it again. Have a good day. Why did the music cut?